And we're live. Hello, 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 hello. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another live stream. Just give it a good couple of minutes, let everyone join in. I know it takes a while for notifications to be sent out, but if you have already joined, don't be shy, hit the like button. Let's aim for 100 likes tonight. That is the target. I'm not leaving until we hit 100 likes tonight. Hello, guys. If you are just now joining in, how are we all doing? Hope we're well. Like I said, we're aiming for 100 likes tonight. Don't be shy. It doesn't cost a penny. Hit the like button. Greatly appreciated, and it really does help me out. Helps to push out this live stream to a broader audience. We are going to get into the whole topic of the conversation tonight. I know you guys are all wondering what is going on with the Dream Car Garage. Don't worry, I am going to be getting into things. There's quite a lot to talk about, actually. But yeah, in the meantime, while people just get the notifications and join in, like I said, don't be shy. Hit the thumbs up button. Hit that like button. Aiming for 100 likes tonight. Being ambitious. Make sure everything is looking good. Yep, we look pretty good to me. Okay, I can see we have 13 of you in here right now then. I'm going to ask you all a question. Why have all of you not hit that like button yet? Only on 8 likes. Guys, it doesn't cost a penny. Hit the like button. I don't want to keep having to say it, but guys, you need to hit the like button. I want to get as many of you in here as possible tonight. And from you hitting the like button, it basically recommends this live stream to more people. I want to get as many people in here as possible because I want to explain kind of what is going on with the Dream Car Garage. As you know, it's a very big thing for me. It's a big thing that I think needs to happen for the channel to move forward. And I keep getting a whole bunch of questions on the comments, emails, messages, everywhere. People keep asking, what's going on with the Dream Car Garage? When is there going to be another update? Well, hopefully any questions that you have, I'm going to be answering them tonight. So yeah, like I said, don't be shy. Hit the like button. Let's try and get as many of you in here as possible. And in the meantime, feel free to fire away any questions that you may have, and I look forward to answering them. We'll kick it off with Coulter Andy, who won't be joining us tonight because he's out for dinner with his friends because it's his 30th birthday tomorrow. So I'll see you on the next one. No worries, Coulter Andy. Enjoy the night and happy birthday for tomorrow. Him Outdoors. Evening, George. How's it going, Him Outdoors? I changed the CCV on my 325 i3 BMW Genuine One, and the lumpy idle is gone. Great stuff. Glad to hear it. Hello, says Devis Zado. Hello to you too. By the way, can you guys hear an echo? Because I definitely can. And I'd imagine it's even more amplified on the microphone. I don't know if it's the microphone or if it's just the fact that I'm in a pretty empty box room right now. If you can, I do apologize about that. Let me just adjust the height of my seat as well, just so you can see me in full view. Like I said, we are going to be talking about the Dream Car Garage, and maybe I'll go into a little bit more on the specifics, what kind of thing I'm aiming for with the Dream Car Garage. So I'll just browse the internet and show you some images, and hopefully you will all get a better sort of idea what I'm sort of looking at doing. No, you can't hear an echo, says Himados. Oh, okay, good stuff. I mean, I definitely can, so I'm probably going to annoy myself, but hey ho, is what it is. Right then, yeah, guys, if you have any questions, BMW related, Dream Car Garage related, whatever it may be, do fire away. Don't be shy. Look forward to hearing what you have to say. I can see we have 21 of you in here right now, and we haven't hit 21 likes, so some of you are definitely slacking. Guys, don't be shy. Like I said, it doesn't cost anything to hit the like button. Whether you're watching this on your phone, whether you're watching this on a PC, whether you're watching it on the telly now, because I know you can hit the like button when you're watching this on the TV. That's a strange thought. Some of you are potentially watching me on the big screen on your TV right now. I'm not sure what that means, Devis, to be honest. Is that a question? BMW X3 Diffet ZF 5088 L1 L4. Not entirely sure what that means, I'm afraid. Right, I see we have 24 of you in here right now. Come on, guys, let's just have a like spike. Let's raise the roof. Come on, hit the like button. Let's get as many of you in here as possible. I don't want any of you to miss the conversation tonight, because I know what will happen. It happens every single time, and I say the exact same thing. As soon as I end the live stream, somebody watches and goes, "Oh, I've missed the live stream," and it's frustrating because I've gave it as much time as possible to actually get into what the live stream's about. So yeah, the more likes we get, the faster people can get in here, and it's actually going to recommend people to view the live stream. So that's why I keep going on about hit the like button. Come on, there's 24 of you in here. There should be at least 24 likes. All right, let's just to kind of change up the scenery. Let's go through, or I guess let me show you a couple of images of a potential Dream Car Garage setup. And how is going to be the best way for me to do this? This can potentially work. Right. Share screen. Share. There we go then. Okay, so this is potentially what I'm kind of looking at doing in my garden. For those that don't know, maybe you haven't been a viewer of the channel for very long. Essentially, I'm looking at building a garage / workshop, and it's something that's definitely needed to take the channel to the next level. At the moment, I'm 99% working outside, so I'm very much reliant on the weather being good and also lighting being good as well. It's not so much a problem in the summer, although it can get very hot and it's not ideal working, on your car when it's 30 odd degrees. Definitely not. It's more so in the winter when it's, freezing, when it's, when it's very short days. Essentially, there's not much sunlight. Obviously not ideal. And the rain as well. That's the worst thing. I don't mind so much when it's cold. It's the rain. Obviously, I can't record in the rain. Camera kind of doesn't like water, but it's not very nice to be out in it anyway. But yeah, let's have a look at a few garages now. I mean, nothing on my screen right here is anything that I've looked at in any kind of detail, but I was sort of looking at a triple garage, or at least the facility to store 3 cars at any one point. So this is strange actually, because this is kind of how my garden is, I guess. I'm going to save this image. Actually, no, I'm not. I'll come back to it. This, yeah, so this is kind of how I plan my drive to be. You see how it curves. I mean, if you've seen my previous videos, you'll know that my lawn is kind of like this. And yeah, basically I want the driveway to come around like this, and then to have like a triple wide garage, or maybe like a double garage, and then like a carport or carriage house on the side. And yeah, I think that would be ideal. That would be more, they'd provide more than enough space to do exactly what I want to do. I can store 1 car, or maybe even store 2 cars, and then have a lift in this first bay here, and then still have enough room to have a workshop as well. Obviously, the garage is going to be quite deep, probably like 6.6 meters, something like that. So I should have more than enough room to have a good working area as well. A decent workbench, my like my parts washer, my hydraulic press, and things like that. So yeah, hopefully something like this. I can already tell this is not high enough. I mean, it's probably like 2.5 meters to the eaves, and then that's probably only probably just over 3 meters, that is. So that's definitely not high enough. This is eBay. That's not very good. Just a bit taller. No. See the angle of the pitch roof, the angle's not great enough. This one's a bit more like it. You see how it's quite a steep angle. So that would obviously give you a lot more space in the roof, so to speak. So it'd obviously be able to get a car lift higher. But let me, I can appreciate I've kind of neglected the chat for the time being, just on talking about the garage. But how many of you think that something like this right here would be, how many of you think it's kind of, there is a possibility that it wouldn't get accepted, for planning permission? Because I don't think that looks absurd. It's obviously not a commercial building. It wouldn't look out of place, I don't think, in my garden. It's right down the bottom, so it's away from neighbors, and it looks quite nice, doesn't it? So I can't really think of many reasons why it would not be accepted, but I'm all ears. But judging, based on the comments that some people have left on previous parts in the Dream Car Garage build, people are saying no chance you'll get planning permission for something like this. But let me know what you all think. This is kind of the thing that I'm going for. I kind of like how this is obviously 4 bays, so I don't think I would fit something like this in. It'd probably have to be 3, but yeah, I do kind of like how there's a closed garage, and then how there's kind of like a carport, or I don't know what you'd call it, like an open style garage or carriage house on the side. Maybe a bit like this. Oh no, that's just that's just all one garage, isn't it? So yeah, I'm not totally bothered really if it's a garage and then a carport, or if it's just one huge garage. I don't know, but I would quite like to have the facility of holding 3 cars in there, because ideally I don't want to have any of my cars out of the front of my property. I want to just have it all sort of hidden out of sight. No, that would be nice. But that's way too big, I think. Because I don't have that much depth to play with unless I wanted to literally give up half my garden. And that's 35 grand as well. Yeah, for those of you who thought it would be cheap to build a timber garage, it's not cheap. Yeah, it's definitely not cheap at all, is it? Right, let me get back to the comments anyway, see what you guys are saying. George, I have a question. Let's put this thing back to normal. George, I have a question about control arms. I like to get genuine arms, in brackets TRW for E90, but where can I get the fasteners from? Are there kits available? Cheers, Andrew. So sometimes you can buy sometimes you can buy the control arm that comes with the bolts and nuts and whatever you need. Sometimes you can buy like a bolt kit, which comes with just the bolts and nuts, or you can just go find the part number that you need and just call BMW Direct. I get a lot of bolts, nuts, fasteners, and things from BMW directly. They're usually not expensive at all. It's usually actually cheaper just going to the dealer and paying like, I don't know, £1 for a bolt than it is actually ordering it online. So yeah, you'd be surprised. Bolts, things like that, usually better off just getting them from the dealer. Hello, George. I recently changed secondary fuel pump for a Peerberg one, and it is really loud, especially on cold weather. Do you recommend me to swap it again for a different one? What should I do? To be honest, I would imagine Peerberg is the OEM one. Peerberg make most of BMW's pumps. It does the job though. I mean, I would definitely make sure you have the correct one and supplying the correct pressure. Do you have an opinion on M52 Vanos solenoid? Some people buy OEM from BMW only, and some people say Peerberg is OEM and so it's fine. Unsure whether to risk getting Peerberg to save money. To be honest, I don't actually know who makes the OEM ones, but Peerberg would be a good shout. They make a lot of genuine BMW parts. I actually installed the Febby Bilstein ones, and like they've been fine. I haven't had any issues. So I can recommend them. They've been in now for it's got to be about 3 years and a good 15,000 miles, something like that. So yeah, you don't have to buy the genuine BMW ones. Of course, you're going to have the peace of mind that they will be okay, but I wouldn't say they're needed. I mean, I wouldn't go full buying the cheap Chinese ones, but yeah, Peerberg, Febby, and BMW, you should be fine with either of them, to be honest, Martin. And I notice when I start the car first time, sometimes it has a rough idle jumping from 800 to 850 RPM back and forth. Which engine do you have, Slobodan? All talk, how's it going? All pray in the direction of the northeast of England. The God of the North has arrived. All talk is in the house. How's it going? Planning shouldn't be too much of an issue unless there is some obscure covenants locally, though planning is complex. I do think, though, that even a triple garage is small for doing any real work, even if you just have one car in, especially if you're having to strip anything and lay it next to it for storage. I mean, to be honest, like I say, I want to store 3 cars in it. I don't have to. I want to have the ability to store 3 cars in it. I don't have to have, all my cars in it at once. I completely agree. If you are like stripping a car down and you kind of have 3 cars in there, yeah, you're not going to have much room, are you? I think when I was kind of looking up a design, the 3 car garage or the triple garage, it wasn't, like some of these that I've shown you, it wasn't literally just, 3 cars wide. The double garage bit was like a bit bigger than a double garage, just to allow me to have a little workshop area. So it would be ideally a bit bigger than some of these triple garages, because I think a standard triple garage is, I think they're around 10 meters wide, whereas I'd be looking to have one about 12 meters wide, something like that. But obviously a lot still to do. Still have the planning side of things to do, but do stay tuned. I'm looking to get a video regarding the Dream Car Garage build up. There has been some pretty big changes. You're probably thinking that I'm still, haven't been moving things forward, but things have, like, if you look out in my garden now, there is some pretty big changes. I'll just say that. I'm currently waiting though for let's just say a company who's doing some work at the moment. I'm waiting for them to finish. It was supposed to be like a couple of days for them to do what they're doing, but it's now taking like a couple of weeks. So that's all I'm going to say. But yeah, things are moving forward. They're moving in the right direction. And we're still hoping that we can get things moving in the right direction to make everything happen this year. I do really need the channel to start, growing and progressing this year, though, if I do want everything to happen. So I'm definitely making sure now that I'm getting videos out consistently, even if it means going out in the cold, in the rain sometimes. It is what it is. I need to get videos out. I need my channel to grow. I want to hit 100,000 subscribers this year. And I'm really putting the pressure on myself because, massive year this year. Of course, I'm getting married, so I've got the wedding to pay for. The garage, the driveway, everything needs doing this year, really. So, I'm like I said, I'm putting the pressure on myself, but I kind of like that because then it means that I don't have any other option, basically. So, the channel needs to grow this year quite significantly. When I say it needs to grow, I don't mean subscribers wise, although, like I said, my goal is 100,000 subscribers this year. I want to grow it on how many views I'm gaining on a monthly basis. So at the moment, I think I'm gaining around 700,000 views a month, and I want to try and get that over 1 million views a month. To be honest, that'd be quite nice. Obviously, it'd be an increase in revenue, and more views is obviously more eyes on the videos, and it's a bigger potential to hopefully create some sort of secondary income source as well. So I've been going back and forth what I should do, to create more revenue for the channel, whether or not that's clothing, whether or not that's merchandise, or what. Obviously, I do have very small additional revenues. So I have Patreon, where you guys can support the channel. You just pay a small monthly fee, and of course, you get some benefits for it. Also have affiliate links with eBay and with Amazon, so they bring in a tiny amount. But I definitely want to try and increase the revenue on the channel in quite a big way this year, like I said, so I can do all these things that I want to do in turn to build the channel again. Don't worry, I'm not planning on walking around in some designer clothes and gold chains. The plan is the plan because I want to take the channel to the next level, and this year is the year. You have a 2005 BMW E46 320D. Oh, don't even talk to me about that car. That car was an absolute nightmare. Yeah, honestly, I had the same thing. I swapped out the I'm sure I can't even remember now, but I definitely swapped out the secondary fuel pump, and I don't know if that was noisy or the old one was noisy. But yeah, honestly, that was a nightmare car to try and diagnose. There's obviously a common problem with those cars. One of my smaller units is 5 meters wide but 15 meters long. You can fit 6 cars in for storage tightly, but even working on 2 cars in there is a pain. Wow, that's interesting. I suppose when you say that, it's because you are restricted to only being 5 meters wide. I mean, some of my cars wouldn't even like the 7 Series is longer than 5 meters, so that wouldn't even fit in there. It's 5.2 meters, I think. So yeah, that's why I'm thinking I need a good at least half a meter either side of the car, because of course the car needs to fit in, but then you also need to get to the front of it, you need to get to the back of it, and yeah, like when it comes to recording and things like that, I need to have space for the tripod to go. So yeah, I definitely need to be deeper than 5 meters. John Paul B, how's it going? Hi there. I join you from the driver's seat of a Astra Mark III 1995 1.7 TD Isuzu engine. Those engines are absolutely bulletproof. They'll easily do 500,000 miles. Solid engines they are. Most cars are only 1.8 meters wide. So whilst narrow, there's space at the side, but it's a pain. It's roller shutter door at the front, full width, so narrow and long. Wait, I'm imagining this is the garage is 15 meters wide and 5 meters deep. But no, this is 15 meters deep and only 5 meters wide, isn't it? So you'd have 2 cars. So you'd have to park next to each other. Yeah, that must be a nightmare to try and get the car at the front out. Kind of the problem I'm having when I'm trying to move cars around on the driveway. I haven't owned it long. Last owner was a lovely chap. He was 91 and has the car for 26 years. Oh, wow. Best kind of owners, that is. Someone who's owned the car for forever, basically. Done all the maintenance, done everything it needs doing, but they haven't messed around with the car too much. But yeah, guys, what are you? Oh, you can't see the screen now, can you? How do you? What am I doing? Share screen. What am I trying to do? There we go. Yeah. So, what do you guys feel about this kind of setup potentially being down, the bottom of my garden? Do you think it would work well? Do you think it looks good? Oh, that's a funky design, isn't it? Definitely got the height on that. That doesn't look that great, though, in my opinion. Richard, hi George. I'm the guy who keeps messaging you to break the 318D. Any regrets keeping it? Richard, no regrets. I bought the car as, a cheap daily driver that I didn't want to worry too much about. And it's still what I'm doing with it now that the oil leak is fixed. I'm just going to drive it. I think I've already put on it like 6,000 or 7,000 miles since I bought it. So yeah, it's definitely been a good cheap daily driver. Of course, the tax on it's only £30. It's good on fuel, 50 plus mpg. Yeah, it's not that nice of an example. It's of course, it has the issue with the wheel alignment being out, and it I forgot what I was going to say. It's not that nice of a car, basically, but it does the job. Do you know what I mean? I didn't want a pristine example of a car for a daily driver. Of course, yeah, if you only have one car, you want your only car to be a nice one, right? But, obviously I have nice cars. I have the 7 Series. For now, I have the 130i. And then, of course, I have the Barn Find car. But, yeah, I just love the E91. I don't plan on getting rid of it. Like I said, I plan on just putting loads of miles on it, not worrying about it too much. I don't even have to wash the car. I know that sounds ridiculous, but if I don't feel like washing it, I'm not going to wash it. So yeah, I don't care if it rusts. I like it. It's kind of refreshing. I haven't even mentioned it in a video or anything, but I actually, somebody opened their car. I don't know if they opened their car door or if their car door just blew open onto it. This is when we had the really bad winds. Like a good couple of weeks ago, I was parked in a car park. It was a pretty tight car park. But yeah, came back and there was red all down my door, and there's a chunk taken out of the paint. And I was like, well, it's a good job it wasn't one of my other cars, isn't it? And it's like, it's so refreshing to have that mindset. Like if that was my 7 Series or if that's the 130i, I'd be like devastated. I'd be like, what? They haven't left a note? Like, how can they do this? How can they do this to me? But no, I was just like, oh, well, it's a good job it wasn't one of my other cars. But no, like stuff like that happens. And it's the beauty of having an old banger as a daily driver. I say an old banger, like it's not. It's a very, very decent car for a daily driver. It's got CICI drive, it's got aux, it's got maps, got cruise control now, of course. It has everything you need in a daily driver, and it's comfortable, good on fuel, all the rest of it. But yeah, it's because I don't pay much for it. I don't have to worry about things too much. Good luck sorting out all the finances for your plans. You know what? That's actually a good point. And I think it's something I haven't even touched on. When it comes to, building the garage and everything that I've done so far, I'm not like getting a loan or anything. I'm not using anyone else's money. I'm not I'm not financing it. I'm doing it all cash. I'm not going into debt for the garage. You could say that that's pretty stupid, and why don't you take the risk? You're young. But yeah, I don't really believe in debt. I don't want the stress. I'm not, like I said, it's just my way of thinking. I don't like debt. I'm not in debt. I don't like being in debt, and I'm just going to pay for the garage cash. So if it takes longer than it would have if I was to, finance it, then so be it. But I want to do things in a sustainable way. I don't want the channel to suffer, and I don't want the stress of having to, pay off a huge loan just to have a garage a little bit quicker. So, yeah, like I said, the channel does need to go to the next level this year for things to happen, and I'm confident they will. Yeah, my channel is heading in the right direction. My monthly views are slowly creeping up. So I think if we can get to 1 million views a month, then I'd be pretty happy, to be honest. I think that's a good goal for me, to be reaching 1 million views a month on the channel. Yeah, exactly. I agree. It's completely factory original, even down to the tape player, which I won't replace as it works. So I think it's worth keeping. Oh yes, you're talking about your Astra, aren't you? Fair play. That's around 790 square feet or 75 square meters. Is that your? Yeah, of course. That's 15 by 5. Yeah, 75 square meters. Yeah, to be honest, that's roughly the size of the garage that I was looking to build. Like I said, I think it's about 12. It's about 12 meters something by 6 meters something. I've got to go out and do some more measurements again, but I'm sure those are the measurements that I've came up with, in terms of the maximum size I can have, or at least maximum size I'm going to apply to have. But yeah, I think that's a relatively decent size. Hi George, I've got a 630 and noticed the front bumper isn't flush around the headlights. Any tips on how to align it at all? Take the bumper off and see why it's not sitting right. That's all I can say. Garage ideas look great for bottom of the garden. I will be jealous when it happens. I think I will be jealous too, to be honest. It won't even seem real. It'd be honestly like a dream come true. Stuart McManus, 530D 2009, starts first time, no issues. When warm, takes longer to crank and start. What is your opinion on possible issue? Leaking injectors, possibly. Possibly, but I'm thinking more of an electrical issue. Possibly, a dodgy ground strap, something like that, maybe. Would you ever consider doing a miles per tank on a series of challenges on the channel? Dan Peters, good question. Have you seen any of my previous two, how many miles can I get on a tank challenge? I've done one where I drove from John O'Groats to Land's End on 1 tank of fuel in my BMW E60. And then I'd done another challenge where I drove in the 760 Li, the V12, from Coventry, in the UK, all the way to the Nürburgring. Drove all the way there on 1 tank of fuel. So to answer your question, have I considered doing a miles per tank on a series of challenges? Yes, I have, and I've done it. So if you haven't watched those videos, then go and check them out. Do I plan on doing anything more like that? I don't know. In all honesty, the videos, they didn't do that well. I obviously put a lot of money into those videos. I'm pretty sure it was like, literally, I'm sure both of them I spent like over £1,000 for them videos. And I definitely didn't see a return on them. I'm sure the John O'Groats one, I earned like 70 quid. And the Nürburgring one, I earned even less than that, like 50 quid, something like that. So yeah, didn't see a massive return on that investment. And I know it's not all about how much money you earn, but of course, if we want to do things like build the Dream Car Garage, we need to be generating an income from the channel just so we can go to that next level. How many of you think that I'm kind of making the right decision in doubling down everything to, do the dream car garage, or do many of you think that I should be, in fact, buying more cars? Because I always get people comment, and I kind of get why, but it's kind of frustrating when people don't see the bigger picture, because people will say, "Oh, why don't you go and buy, an E92 M3?" Number one, of course, they don't have like 15, 20 grand. And number two, those, from my experience, those like high powered cars, they don't do that well for views, and especially on my channel. I mean, I've had a couple of cars now that I thought would do really well, like the 760 Li, but they haven't done that well on views. So it wouldn't, for me to spend £20,000 on a car, I'd probably get more views on the KFC project than I would on that. So I think people watch my channel because they love to see. I think people just love to see me struggle. I think that's what it is. I think people just love to see what cheap cars that I've bought and what problems I have with them. Let me know if I'm wrong. I don't think people are really here to see me, buying, polished, high performance sports cars, are they? I've already read that. Surely, if it was an electrical issue, it would be there all the time, not just when warm, don't you think? Not necessarily. I haven't, no, but I'm definitely going to have a look. Yes, but make sure you do. And let me know, because, like I said, I put a lot of time, effort, and money into them videos. It's one of them where you come up with the idea, because at the time, nobody had done any of them. Nobody on YouTube, I mean, nobody had driven from John O'Groats to Land's End on one tank of fuel. I'm not going to say I'm the first to do it, but I was kind of the first to do it on YouTube. And I thought, oh, this video is going to get 1 million views, because you see videos kind of similar to that. They just blow up, and it didn't happen. I think it's on maybe 17,000. But I was thinking, this is, obviously I've done the challenge. I was confident with how things were going. Went home, I edited the video. I was like, this is the best video I've ever made. And I still think it is. I still think to this day, it's got to be up there with one of the best videos I've ever made. I'm quite proud of that John O'Groats to Land's End video. I was happy with the editing. I mean, my videos aren't, very heavily edited anyway, but that video I was quite pleased with. And I thought it came out quite well, but apparently not enough of you guys wanted to see that video. And then the same with the going to the Nürburgring in the 760 on one tank of fuel. Every mechanic wants his dream garage. I agree. I think going for the garage is a good investment. Not only will it be easier for you to work on the cars, but it will result in more content too. Exactly that. I mean, who cares if it's easier for me to work on cars? You guys want to see more content. That's what it's all about. So that's the main reason that I'm doing things. Because at the moment, right now, it's almost 9 p.m. here in the UK. I can't go outside now and start working on the car, can I? I mean, to be honest, like, I'm pretty sure my whole entire street thinks I'm a maniac anyway. With all of the half-broken BMWs that I have, and me rolling around when it's, raining outside underneath them all. But I think they would completely think I've lost my marbles if I was to go outside at 9 p.m. with a torch, trying to do some work. I mean, don't get me wrong, I have had to do that a few times when I had to take the E91 Project KFC for its MOT. I was out there working when it was pitch black. But anyway, long story short, if I had a garage, I could just go down there now and do it. I could maybe even do a live stream of me working on the car. And yeah, that's the kind of thing that I would like the opportunity to be able to do. And I think having a good workshop space, I'd be able to do that. And I'm pretty confident that I would be able to compete, or I guess not compete because I'm not competing against her, but I think this channel could be up there with, some of the best in this space, basically. Because, as YouTube has evolved, as car YouTubers have evolved, one thing is true, that they've all got their own workspace now. They've all got their own units. They've all got their own garages. And yeah, that's what they need. That's what I need to take things to the next level. So yeah, when I get there, the channel is only going up, in my opinion. We have had the conversation before. People want entertainment and to persuade themselves that they could do if they wanted. Yes, I do agree. Cheaper cars, ordinary people can relate to. See, Richard, I completely agree with that. Like I said, I think that's what people are here for. Then I get the odd comment where it's like, well, why don't you buy an M3? Why don't you, why don't you buy like some of these high-powered, expensive cars? And I'm just thinking, I don't think people are here for that. I would buy that. I would make videos on it. It would still get the same 2,000-3,000 views. And I'd be pretty upset because I'll be thinking, why have I spent all this money on a car, which, yeah, it's a nice car, but at the end of the day, I need to make videos with it. I need to see a return on the investment because, if I'm not seeing a return on the investment, then the channel can't move forward, can it? So, yeah, it wouldn't make sense me buying one of those cars, especially like at the moment. The priority should be me getting this garage sorted. Fast cars are more interesting generally, but you have to look at the age of the audience watching, or at least where the larger numbers are. Interesting you say that, All Talk. My audience on YouTube right now, let me check. Pretty sure the majority of my viewers are between 40 and 70 years old. So I can check that right now. Let me go to audience. Let me go to the last 28 days. Okay, so for January, 13 to 17-year-olds, 0.3%. 18 to 24-year-olds, 12.3%. 25 to 34-year-olds, 26.7%. 35 to 44-year-olds, 24.7%. 45 to 54, 18, and 55 to 64, 11.6, 65 plus 6.5%. So, yeah, majority of my viewers are aged between, yeah, like I said, about 40 to 60, 40 to 65. So, yeah, I don't think they... I forgot even what point I was trying to make. You have to look at the... Yeah, so my audience is generally a bit more mature, shall we say. There's obviously a lot of channels in the UK which are probably of similar size to me, but they may have a younger audience, so they can produce videos that are going to appeal to more younger audience. Okay. Hi, Real Music, Real Life. Hi, George. Could you tell me my X3 2012 3-litre diesel have chain problems? I don't know, Lee. Does your 2012 X3 3-litre diesel have chain problems? Rebuilding stuff and doing it quickly where the focus isn't on tutorial. Good point, All Talk. Those videos seem to do very well on YouTube, although that hasn't been the case for me. Some of my best videos, best performing videos on YouTube are tutorials. So it's kind of hard to steer away from that fact. I mean, like all of my top 5 videos, top 5 viewed videos are all help videos. They're not build videos. So my most viewed videos, how to adjust camber on a car using camber bolts, 1.14 million views. It's a very simple and easy to follow along help video tutorial. Let's have a look at another. How to fix your parking sensors for free. I mean, we all know how to do that now, don't we? Because we've all watched the video, haven't we? But yeah, whenever I've tried, I mean, don't get me wrong, I have swapped up my videos slightly. I have tried to kind of adjust with the times and appeal more to what a newer audience would like. But what I've found when I've swapped, when I've tried to change over to a less informative and more entertaining style, is they don't perform as well. So what do? Hi, what bolts are in your chairs? 8mm or 10mm? Let me just consult the chair. No, definitely 10mm. I see the garage as a waste of money at this stage and feel it won't be fit for purpose in the midterm anyway if things progress. It won't be fit for purpose. Far better to use rental properties and units where you can go and create. That's very interesting, Auto. What makes you think that? See, I think a rental property is, and I don't want to sound kind of like a broken record, it's, people say when you rent anything, it's dead money, it's a waste of money. And I see where they're coming from. It's not, of course, it's an investment. You're paying to have a service, so to speak. But I think I think any sort of rental place would just be more of a headache than anything, because when you don't own it, when you don't have full control of it, there's a lot of different things that can happen. Like, I wouldn't want to put money into, a unit or a building that isn't mine, when whoever owns it, they could just say, right, I need you out. Not only that, if it's somewhere that I need to travel to, kind of wasting time in my day, time where I could literally just walk outside, walk to the garage and do things. I mean, that's kind of the beauty of doing YouTube, is that I can work solely from home. I don't have to commute to somewhere. I wouldn't want to then add that back in to my life, really. Hi, will you be making any more vids with the X5 E70? Maybe if anything comes up. But my friend Jordan actually owns that car now. So if like I said, if there's any issues with it, maybe, but all the main jobs are actually done on that car now. I was just outside of my car in the dark trying to change my center armrest and had 3 dog walkers look at me strange. I love a garage for a private workspace. Exactly. Who wouldn't? Big up, George. How you doing? Long time no see. And you, Blue Terrier. How's it going? It's nice to see videos on cars I own or likely to own. There's enough people fixing supercars on YouTube. The garage will be good for the channel, but I can relate to lying under the car in the rain. Yeah, exactly that. But overall, the garage will be very good for YouTube. And yeah, I actually agree. There is a lot of people fixing up supercars on YouTube. And at the end of the day, it is cool to see. Of course it is. But how do you relate to it? You know, of course you can aspire to one day owning one of these cars. But the truth is, realistically, only a small percentage of the population actually will. Whereas, let's take Project KFC, for example. Anyone could own that car. That doesn't surprise me, and they are the audience more likely to watch a video, but also more likely to watch videos of older cars and more normal cars. Yes, I agree with my audience age. Yet the majority of the viewing audience as a whole on YouTube are younger. They want younger performance cars. That's where big numbers come from. Possibly. It's not appealing to those that you have now pulling in the. It's not appealing to those that you have now, but pulling in the larger percentage of younger viewers. Your audience is a product of the tutorial-based style of presenting and the cars you have, but it's only a small percentage of overall YouTube audience that watch these types of things. Yeah, that's maybe true, but it's kind of. I feel like I have a strategy at the moment that's working, and it is slowly building the channel. And I kind of don't want to go away from this until I'm in a comfortable enough position. I basically want to have at least 1,000 videos on my channel, that people can refer to for help or guidance or information on a particular topic. And then once I have them and they're consistently being viewed on a daily basis, it kind of then sets me up to do what I want, I guess. Because I have videos now that I've been uploaded 4 years ago and people are still watching every single day. So yeah, I think that kind of does well for me. And once I have a good once I have a good number of videos, like 1,000, that are consistently gaining views, then I can experiment with different styles of content. I can see you did ask, how many videos do you have now? I have now, I believe, 860, something like that. I just bought myself a garage so I could build my cars. I recommend you do the same. A private place to express yourself. Yes, exactly. You have to commit to the different type content though. They are top 5 because you produce more of those type and have likely had them up longer. That's true. That is true. No, not at the moment, Lal. I was just wondering as my M47 broke. I should have said, is there no problem with the chains on them? So you'll have the N57, and yes, there is a known problem with the timing chain on them. The garage is a good idea. I agree. Units can be changed and swapped. Less initial investment, bigger space for the investment. That's true. That's true. But I guess it's more risk as well. Like, I'm very sort of risk adverse. Then that's the correct word, isn't it? I don't like risk. I am an entrepreneur. I'm a born entrepreneur. You know, I've made money from the age of about 7 years old. But I don't really like risk. If I have a unit and you know a rental, a unit that I am renting, and let's say, for example, something happens to my YouTube channel, it goes down or whatever, I then have zero income, but I still have a unit to pay for. If I have a garage in my garden and the YouTube channel goes down, I still have a garage in my garden and I don't have to pay for it. So yeah, I kind of don't want the stress of having to, I don't want to have to go to somewhere, and I don't want the stress of something potentially happening to that unit. Almost every business in the UK rents their space. There's a reason behind that. No, I completely agree. They do it because it's quicker. You can get to where you want to be quicker. But like I said, I'm patient. If it takes me 20 years to get the garage, which I really hope it doesn't take 20 years, but so be it. I'm patient. I'm not in a rush. Of course, I want it yesterday, but you know, it'll happen when it happens. I'm just slowly ticking along and moving in the right direction. Any plans this year to sell the E66 760? Elliot, yes, there's always plans to sell the car. I'm not in a rush with it. I'm going to be completely honest. There's still a few things left to do on it. I want to make the car perfect, but at the same time, I also want to get the money that I've spent on it out of the car. So, yeah, I'm not in a rush. Unless somebody makes a really good offer for it, then I'll be keeping it because, you know, I like the car. There's not going to be another 760 like that in the UK that's had all the maintenance done. It's only going to go up in value, and yeah, it's a hell of a lot of car for, you know, how much it's worth, I guess. People like to see your normal BMWs worked on. Not everyone can afford expensive cars. Yeah, I agree. Less risk because you can dump the unit on short-term contracts. Risk is inherent, though, as long as it's calculated. Negotiate a decent break clause, but ultimately there's no mitigating risk. That's entirely avoiding risk, and that's very restrictive on progress. Life is short, George. As you get older, you realize that the life is slipping away at an ever accelerating rate. I never understood it myself in my 20s. No, I completely agree. And, you know, maybe if I did take more risk, then I would be in a better position. The channel would be much bigger. You know, I could be a millionaire at this point if I took more risk. But I don't know. It is. I am who I am. I don't like debt. I don't like having high outgoings. And, you know, I feel that's where I'm at my happiest. I like to be patient. I like to do things slowly. As long as things are heading in the right direction, it doesn't matter how long things take, because I'm not here for the final destination. I'm here for the journey. There's so many people that would want to have just built that garage like a year ago. But honestly, I've enjoyed getting to the point that we're at now. And you may think we haven't done anything, but this house's property has completely changed from when we moved in. So you've only got to go through the Dream Car Garage build series to see that. I mean, but we had a pond in the garden. We had like 4 or 5 big trees. We had to cut them down. We had to level all the garden off. We made a brand new lawn. We made the garden look like a bomb site. And yeah, it's been completely transformed. And I've just enjoyed the whole process. I've enjoyed, watching things change. I've enjoyed having the hope and anticipation of what things may look like in the future. And I feel like it's nice to have something to work towards. I guess I'm trying to compare it to maybe winning the lottery, right? So everyone dreams of becoming a millionaire, right? But isn't part of the fun, like the journey, actually, say you work a job, getting a promotion, or say you have a business, building that business, isn't that part of the fun? Whereas if someone was to give me just £1 million, I don't know if I would accept it, because that would take away the journey. In the same, aspect, if someone was just to give me a garage or a unit to rent, I feel like I'd be skipping out on the journey. So yeah, I guess in a roundabout kind of way, what I'm trying to say is I'm happy to be patient, and things will happen when they happen. But I think I am going to wrap this live stream up anyway. We have been going for over an hour now. I hope you all have enjoyed my company tonight. We'll do another quick like spike. If you haven't already done so, smash the like button. We are some way off 100 likes, aren't we? But it is what it is. I guess I did kind of put out this live stream a little bit too late. I didn't give you all enough time to join in. I didn't, put any feelers out there or anything. But I'm partly to blame for that. I was going to hopefully get a video up today, but like I said, I'm kind of waiting for works to happen out there. Still haven't been done. So once that is done, hopefully this weekend it's going to be done by, then I'll get that next Dream Car Garage update video out, and hopefully see what's been going on, because like I said, there's been some pretty big changes, and I'm sure you will like to see them. So yeah, any last questions, don't be shy, feel free to get them down in the live chats. I want to thank you all, like I said, again, for taking the time and listening to what I've had to say. Hopefully you all have now a bit of insight into what to expect with the Dream Car Garage. Like I said, this is kind of the idea that I'm going for. Maybe not something like that, but maybe something like this. Double garage, a nice carport on the side, something like that. Then I'd do the job quite nicely. Yeah, let me know if you are watching this back in the future, i.e. not watching this live right now, then let me know, leave some comments down below. Interested to know your thoughts. Let me know if you think I have a good chance of getting planning permission for this type of thing, and I look forward to reading all what you have to say. Looking forward to more on the E91, says Scott. Scott, I'm sure there'll be plenty more to come on the E91. Project KFC is, well, it's things are going from bad to worse, aren't they? Let's be honest. Hi, found you through your E90 video, says Shane. Great stuff. Glad to have you along, Shane Hardy. Is that a BMW I see there? That's 2 BMWs I see there. I mean, I'm not sure I'd have a log store on the end because, well, I don't have a log burner. Not yet, anyway. That's weird. It's like AI's designed this garage. What is with those lines? Why are the garage doors a different size? I get why this is like that, because I'm guessing this is for like a van or a camper van or something, and they're just for cars, but the other one was just weird. Oh, I'm also thinking maybe possibly a gravel drive of some sort. I think that would possibly look the best next to a timber garage. But anyway, like I said, going to wrap things up. Been going on long enough. Hopefully you all have enjoyed things. Like I said, don't be shy. Hit the like button if you haven't already done so. Leave a comment down below. Subscribe also if you have not already done so. And we'll see you all in that next one. Peace.